Okay, getting in details as far as the High Court here is concerned in connection with the Delhi's Chief Minister. The AAP is also to, in fact, challenges the order as expected in the Supreme Court of India. They're, of course, redrafting their legal strategy, and this was but expected, given the kind of statements that have been made by the High Court today while pronouncing the verdict in the case in connection with the plea of the Delhi Chief Minister seeking immunity. Shrishti Ojha, in fact, remember, was inside the court tracking all of those details for us. Shrishti, what a setback it is. But the statements that were made by the Delhi High Court from the very beginning indicated that, from the very beginning actually, that there wouldn't be any relief for the Chief Minister today, isn't it?
Well, definitely a big setback for Delhi's Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal from the High Court today, Sneha. In fact, the High Court's remarks today prove that even saying that it's a setback for him would be understating it, because High Court has made some strong remarks with regard to his arrest and Mr. Kejriwal's alleged involvement in the case. Remember, he challenged his arrest and the subsequent remand order that was passed by Delhi's trial court, sending him to ED's custody. Court has clearly, in clear words today, stated the arrest was legal. It was done after following all the mandates of law. Whatever the probe agency, whatever the investigating agencies are supposed to do, are mandated to do, not just under the law, but also under Supreme Court's earlier judgments. Everything was followed by the Enforcement Directorate. Even the remand order that was passed by Delhi's Rouse Avenue Court was completely legal. Now, what one needs to see is that the remarks that have come from the High Court has clearly stated, relying on the material that was placed by Enforcement Directorate before the High Court, the court has now said that Arvind Kejriwal was actively, not only did he conspired in this case along with the other accused, he was also actively involved, not just in taking the kickbacks, but also in formulation of the policy, taking kickbacks, and also in generating proceeds of crimes, which is a big statement to come against an accused in a money laundering case, that too from the court. Not just that, the court has also said that ED has not only relied on approval statements, but also Hawala transactions were placed before the court, approval statements, and also statements of member of Aam Aadmi Party himself from Goa, who has made a statement saying that money, kickbacks that were collected, that money was later on used in as far as the election campaigning in Goa is concerned. With regard to Mr. Kejriwal's arguments, where he had stated that approvers accused in these cases did not name him in the first few statements, but named him later on. The court has clearly said that the law of approvers is not a new law. It's a 100-year-old law. This is not the first case where the approver statements have been relied on. And Kejriwal, as an accused, will get an opportunity to cross-examine those who are involved in this case. But definitely a big setback as of now.
Undoubtedly a huge setback. I'll just come back to you in a moment from now, Shrishti, because now moving forward, what next for the Delhi Chief Minister? Undoubtedly, they would be looking at approaching the Supreme Court of India with in this matter. Amit Bhardwaj is breaking down the details for us. Amit, a statement from the AAP also is expected any moment.
Sneha, Aam Aadmi Party is waiting for the detailed order to come out, but the AAP sources have confirmed India today that Arvind Kejriwal will be approaching the Supreme Court. They are going to read the documents, the detailed order. After that, the legal.
मेरे हाथ में आएगा, पढ़ूंगा, उसके बाद मैं विशेष टिप्पणी करूंगा।
जो लगातार सवाल उठाए जा रहे हैं कि ये मामला पूरा सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट वर्सेस अरविंद केजरीवाल है, उसको लेकर टिप्पणी सवाल खड़े
उसको लेकर कोर्ट ने कहा कि नहीं, ये जो है ईडी और अरविंद केजरीवाल के बीच की मैटर है, इसमें सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट कहीं नहीं आती है।
सर, जिस तरह से जो डिसमिस कर दिया, कितना बड़ा आप उसके फैसले को देखो कि लगातार
फैसला बड़ा छोटा नहीं होता है, फैसले से न्याय होता है।
अरेस्ट गलत बताया जा रहा था सर, उसको लेकर
केजरीवाल ने कहा कि अरेस्ट गलत है, कोर्ट ने उसकी जो दलील है, उसकी जो बहस है, वो खारिज कर दी, बोले अरेस्ट लीगल है।
आइए, थैंक यू सर।
All right, Amit continues to be with us for more details on that. Amit, you were telling us about the legal strategy being planned, in fact, by the Aam Aadmi Party, chalked out by the Aam Aadmi Party after the detailed order copy is provided.
True, Sneha. The AAP sources have confirmed India today that they are going to approach the Supreme Court. The legal team will first go through the and it is also because the kind of statements or the arguments that were made in defense of Arvind Kejriwal questioning the arrest, grounds of arrest, and subsequently the ED custody has been by and large, dismissed by the Delhi High. Especially the fact that Aam Aadmi Party or Arvind Kejriwal's lawyers were harping upon was that they were questioning the credibility of the approvals itself. And now Delhi High Court coming out and saying that, this is the age-old tested formula, has gone through the test of Privy Council as well as Supreme Court. So that central argument has kind of shaken for Aam Aadmi Party. So the legal counsel of Arvind Kejriwal will go through the detailed order of the Delhi High Court, and we have given an indication that Arvind Kejriwal will very soon approach the Supreme Court. So as soon as that detailed order copy comes in, a new legal strategy will be carved out. And after that, Arvind Kejriwal could approach the Supreme Court. That's what sources have confirmed India today. Sneha.
Absolutely. Going back to Nalini, my colleague also to Shrishti Ojha continues to be with us for more details on that. In fact, I just want to come back to you, Shrishti, on a point that was made on bonds by the court. Just talk to us and break that down for us. But the court has spoken about the fact that that isn't an issue that they are concerned with.
Well, yes, because remember, Sneha, yes. Senior Advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who had appeared for Arvind Kejriwal during the hearing, had made this argument, not just because before the High Court, but also before the lower court earlier, that there's several accused in this case who later turned approvers. In exchange for that, they were basically allowed to turn approvers in exchange for basically implicating Arvind Kejriwal and other Aam Aadmi Party leaders. They also questioned the extent to which the court can rely on statements of approvers who were themselves accused earlier. Now, they had also pointed out that one of the accused, his father, basically got a BJP ticket. Some accusations were made where it was told that one of the other accused who later turned approver, Sharad Reddy, also his company donated a certain amount to the BJP through electoral bonds. Now, the court has responded to those arguments, saying that who is contesting elections on whose ticket and who's donating money through electoral bonds is not something for the High Court to consider. High Court, the courts have to rely on the legal principles and not on political affiliations. The court will not get into who was given a ticket in exchange for what. Whether or not the accused made statements of their own free will is something that will be seen in the course during the course of the trial. The court also said that if Arvind Kejriwal is questioning the statements that have been made by these approvers, he will get a right later on once the trial proceeds. During cross-examination, he'll get a right to cross-examine those accused. He can question those approvers later as to why was his name not taken by them in the earlier statements and was only taken by them, later on in their 11th or in their 9th statements. Okay. So the court has clarified that it's a matter of trial. If you want to pose questions with regard to validity of the statements or their evidentiary value, you can by all you have right as an accused to question them during cross-examination. The court, however, at this stage specifically, will not comment on that, or will only look at the law with regard to the arrest and the remand. And relying on that law and the legal principles, the court has concluded that Arvind Kejriwal's arrest by ED was in fact legal.